Hi, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Jill, if we haven't met. And today I have a 10-minute flow and you'll need a couple of cushions. We're going to be orienting to our feet. So if you've had a foot injury that you're recovering from, or you would just like to energize yourself from the ground up, then you're in the right place. So have your cushions handy and you're going to join me in side lying. So one cushion you're just going to tuck right under your head to support your head and your shoulder. So just get yourself comfy. And the other cushion you're going to tuck between your legs. So your bottom leg will be bent and your top leg will be straight. And all we're going to do is just start with some gentle awareness through our toes. So that top leg is going to be where we're placing our attention. So close your eyes with me. And let's just start by seeing if we can make a brain to body connection. Just see if you can find your big toe and give it a little bit of a wiggle. And see if you can find your second toe and give it a little bit of a wiggle. It may or may not move. And find your third toe and give it a wiggle. And the fourth one. And find the fifth one. And then just see if you can get all of your toes to move front and back in unison. So even just attempting to find toes individually is a really good challenge, and you might not get movement to begin with, but it's still waking up connections. And now we're going to practice a foot dome. So you can shake a bit and then you're going to flex your foot and curve and elongate your toes and rest. Just go into a dead fish. So flex your foot, curve and elongate your toes, and go into a dead fish. Again, flex and curve. So it's like a nice standing foot but hovering in the air. And release. And flex it. And curve and elongate. And rest. And one more here. Flex that foot. Curve and elongate the toes. And now we're going to rock that foot dome. So maintain that shape as best you can, and you're just going to give it a little bit of a rock front and back. And it might be kind of challenging. It's actually small movement, but it's quite detailed, and so it is super challenging, I find. And it's not a large motion. And then just rest, and then just give me some good old basic ankle circles. I always like to imagine that I'm wearing a flip-flop and I'm just gently maintaining that kind of domed foot to create a bit of a suction cup between my foot and the flip-flop. And I use that image while I'm moving in a circle. And reverse. And just keep that motion going. If you get like a cramp or a Charlie horse in your foot, then you can make it smaller or you can rest for a minute, but the goal is not to burn yourself out. So if you're not used to articulating your feet, and this is a lot of work, just make it smaller and take a rest. And then just go ahead and rest. So now we're going to move into just some side series work. So we're going to make that foot dome again, and we're just going to hover the top leg up and set it back down, and hover and set it down, and just let that leg float, maintaining a connection into your foot. So really stand in your foot and take it down. And take it up and down and take it up and down, and this time hover and hold. You're going to bend the knee, extend the knee, maintain your foot dome, bend the knee, Extend the knee. Good. Heel moves towards your glute and toes move forward. Send your heel towards your glute and send your toes forward. If you're getting a cramp in your foot, you can maybe add a little bit of motion. You could go into more of a traditional flex and point and flex and point and flex and point and hold. Now we're going to take this top leg and find your foot dome again with the knee bent. You're going to hover and you're just going to give me little, you might want to move the cushion, little bitty circles coming from the hip socket. And you might feel a bit of sensation, maybe some warmth or some burning on the outside of your hip. That's all good. And reverse it. And the rest of your body is nice and still and aware and watching what you're doing, motivating from that hip socket. And last one here. And rest. Stretch that leg out nice and long for me. And then just bring it in, fold it in front of you. You can elongate your bottom leg and just allow it to kind of rest there and almost respirate. So the back of your hip, you can even give it a bit of a rub and just let it settle. And then we're going to switch sides. So join me on the other side to repeat that whole sequence. So once you've oriented yourself to the other side with your good head support, you want to make sure that you feel really supported through your shoulder and the side of your neck, and that your spine feels supported and your leg, your top leg is supported. Then let's find our toe connection on this side. So close your eyes and see if you can wiggle your big toe. And see if you can wiggle your middle toe, or the second toe I should say, and then see if you can find your middle toe and your fourth toe, and see if you can wiggle that little baby toe. And then just give all of the toes a bit of a wiggle or a squeeze and a flex, squeeze and a flex. Good, just the toes. Curving and elongating, curving and elongating. See if even as you curve, you can maintain that sense of the length of all of your toes. However long your toes are, own it. And just come to a rest, and then we're going to go into a foot dome on this side. So you're going to flex your foot for me at the ankle, and then you're going to curve and elongate the toes so that you're in that bird on a perch, and rest. Flex, curve and elongate, and rest. Flex, curve, oh I have a cramp in my toe, curve and elongate and rest. And again, flex your foot and curve and elongate to find that nice standing dome foot, and rest. Find your foot in your flip-flop. Imagine that connection, that little bit of sticky foot suction cup. And find some ankle circles for me. It doesn't matter which direction, just pick a direction. And reverse. Just keep that motion going. And let's add a few rocking the foot dome. So I forgot to do that. So maintain your dome foot and just see if you can rock that foot dome front and back. So your heel glides away from you, and then your toes glide away. Your heel glides away, toes glide away. Heel glides away, toes glide away. Heels, toes, and rest. Good. So now you're going to maintain that foot dome as best you can, and that top leg is just going to lift and lower and lift and lower. See if you can really sense the weight of your leg, and keep your whole body nice and quiet. and just in that kind of still watching mode, that really mindful watching what you're doing mode. And again, lift and lift and hold. And then we're going to fold at the knee, just nice and foldable, folding your heel to your glute and send your toes forward. Send your heel to your glute and send your toes forward, and heel to your glute and toes forward, and heel to your glute and rock it forward. And last one here, heels to your glute and stretch. So the tricky thing about teaching to a camera is that I don't have you here live to remind me what we forgot. So if I've left you uneven on that side, I apologize. We took that cushion away, didn't we? And we did something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but just give yourself a little bit of play. Ah, I remember now, it was circles. So fold that leg in and let's circle from the hip. And then you can reverse it. And last one here. And rest. Stretch out that bottom leg, bring that top leg to the front, just wherever is comfortable, and just see if you can get a little bit of a gentle massage through the side of your hip. And rest, and we're just going to finish off with one last thing here. So just come up into a kneeling position for me, and I'll just show it from the angle. So just tuck your toes under for me and just give the arches of your feet a nice stretch. So if you've recently had surgery or something and you're not supposed to be weight bearing, then don't do this bit. But if you're just trying to wake up and energize your feet, then absolutely join me for a toe stretch. So seeing if you can sense that all 10 toes are connected to your mat, and just feeling that kind of gentle compression on the balls of your feet and through the skin on your toes to open up tissues. And then when you're ready, just rock out of it and release your feet. And we will just finish right there. So thank you so much for, joining me today. I hope that you found that helpful, and I look forward to seeing you again really soon. Take care and bye for now.